Advent comes from the Latin word meaning coming or arrival. It's observed throughout the 4 weeks prior or leading up to Christmas. Each of the 4 weeks has its own theme. The first week is hope, the second week is peace, the third week is joy, and the final week is love. We're at the third week, and if you were to look at these candles represented, the 3 ones that are lit, the third one is pink or rose. This is why all throughout the nation, all throughout the world, people who preach and who follow Advent will wear pink robes, pink ties, and this today I get to stand with a multitude of ministers who will wear pink in honor of the theme that represents Jesus in joy this morning. It's a time of expectant waiting and preparation for both the nativity of Christ's birth and his second coming. We celebrate the theme of joy this morning. The unmatched, spontaneous joy that comes when you receive the best news ever. The kind of news that's so good, there's no room for practicality. The kind that makes us want to celebrate, and it doesn't matter what it looks like. Like that moment when you're on the edge of your seat cheering for your favorite team and there's only 3 seconds left on the clock. And they only need one more score to win. The ball goes in play, and it's in motion. 3, 2, 1, and at the last minute, against all odds, your team wins. Go Suns. I told myself I wasn't going to say that, sorry. I'm a Cardinals fan too. Not to negate all your teams, but the Cardinals are the best, sorry.
Let's pray.
Let's pray. Let's pray for John and the Packers. Ooh. Thank you that we're in the house of the Lord today. Or it's the kind of joy when you finally get your dream job. Or like when your loved ones have returned safely. Or if you like movies, it's like Home Alone when Kevin defeats the Sticky Bandits and reunites with his mother and his family. Or in A Christmas Story, when Ralphie finally gets his Red Ryder BB gun. Or, if you like movies, it's like A Wonderful Life, when George Bailey gets a second chance at life and returns home. Or, it's like Star Wars. How many of you guys like Star Wars? Yeah! It's like when Luke fights to free the galaxy and free them from the oppressive rule of Darth Vader, who he later finds out is his father. I know it's crazy. And then he finally blows up the Death Star, and then he goes away victorious, and he says, him and Han Solo are saying, woo! Because they just did it. That kind of joy surrounds this Advent season. It's like when you met the Son of God for the first time, or when your people have been waiting for 400 years to hear a prophetic voice of God, and he answers when a woman, even though a woman has been told by doctors that she'll never have a baby, but God responds with a miracle baby. This kind of joy follows 2 pregnant women, and as they meet together. The 2 pregnant women are Mary and her cousin, Elizabeth. Now, every story has a literary structure. You guys remember that in the 9th grade or 6th? They teach that in 6th grade now. I don't know when they teach that. It has a literary structure where it has the exposition, the rising action, climax, falling action, and the resolution. So the exposition kind of sets the scene. The rising action begins to be a conflict, and it begins to escalate. And then it reaches this point, and the heightened point is a climax, and then the point after that is the falling action. The resolution is the end of the story or the end of the book. In essence, these movements of the story, they can be likened to climbing a mountain. At the start of the story, you're at the base of that mountain, the exposition. And as you climb up, every step taken, every rock navigated symbolizes a challenge or a conflict encountered by the characters. This is the rising action.